Hello, everybody! Oh wait, let me just don't mind all this. This is just my block outs, for some builds I might be doing for a survival world that you could check out. I mean, if y'all like that, I'll make more. It's just me trying out some new stuff. Why am I talking about this anyways? I'm supposed to be making a video, right? So today, this is also my testing stuff by the way for the survival world, which you could also check out. So today, I'm gonna start teaching y'all about terraforming because terraforming is pretty important. I think I know a thing or two. I've been starting to make a mountain by hand. If you want to check that out, you could also check out the video. Just go there. Just go to my channel. It should be there. Go find it yourself. I'm too lazy to do it for you. I might still do it for you. Chances are I won't. So, go check out that video. I spent so long building that thing, building that mountain for literally like 20 hours at least. I've been doing that, and that's about it. Why am I doing this? Why am I building a mountain? Oh, why am I doing that? So yeah, why am I building a mountain? I guess I'm teaching y'all a bit about Terraform, right? So first off, you want to get kind of like a block palette. Not really that much of a block palette, basically a block palette. For example, if I want to go like stone, cobblestone, andesite, and tuff, because tuff is cool. So let's just say these are the 4 blocks I want to use. So first off, you have to kind of like make a gradient. I mean, you don't really have to do this gradient part. It's like kind of, first off, you have to make a block palette for the thing, of course. But first, a gradient could be important, and that might be something that you want to do. For example, like this, easy, or maybe like this. Yeah, that's probably better. So maybe like this, right? So you have cobblestone and it's going up. So so after you have like a block palette or a kind of a gradient, I mean, the most important thing is you have a block palette. You can't just start building like, oh, cliff, right? And then you randomly just bring in tuff like this. I mean, you could, but you just have to make sure the transition is smooth and that it makes sense. Compared to, which is much easier if you just use a combination of blocks consistently. Don't go way too far and add like 10 blocks in the gradient. That makes it way too complicated. I mean, if it looks good, then go on. But if it doesn't, I mean, don't do it. It's not the best. So right, for example, so the next thing you do after you have like your block palette, you have like the idea of what you're building. For example, if you want to build, let's just say a cliff, or a mountain, for example, or a rock, anything. First off, you have to like create kind of like a wireframe, like for example, oh, this is what I want to build, and then there's going to be grass on top. Then you kind of just like branch off of that to make like have some horizontal lines, like yada yada yada. Oh, I want to go up there. Woo. Then you continue like make these wireframes. Yeah, make sure it connects up with the others, or else it won't make sense. So you continue connecting this up until you have like kind of basic shape about what you want to do. For example, if you want this to the diagonal whatever to slowly come in, or slowly or like the angle of it from the ground, I guess. If you want to go slowly decrease it, you should be doing that. You should be showing that in like the wireframe. So you also should like at the top, the most important spots, the wireframe. I like the top. Ooh, I'm stupid. I like the top, the bottom a bit, I guess, and like just here and there in the middle, I guess. Which those are just like important areas you probably should have somewhere in the middle too. So like something like that, right? And then the next step, right? You have to start just building it up. Make sure there is some randomness to it. don't make it so it's just like, this is your cliff, right? Like, oh, wow. Like, even if you have a gradient on this, it's still a boring cliff. There's nothing to see, and the whole point of the cliff is to like have its ups and its downs, you know, make it pleasant to the eye, for example. Or maybe you want this part to spike out, I guess. Like, that is a lot more interesting than just that. And plus, if you have this flat layer or flat wall, try to break it up a bit, right? Try to break it up, add some cobble, for example, or something like that. Add any block, you know, make it so this looks interesting. If it's a flat wall, then that's what you should be doing, making it look a bit more interesting and making it so it doesn't look as bad as if it was just a flat cube, because that's not terraforming. And also, another important thing when you're building, for example, so imagine you have like your gradient, whatever, make sure the gradient isn't just like, oh yeah, let me just add another layer. Because, you know, yeah, that's my gradient. No, that's not how you make sure it's random and everything is like smooth, because everything is supposed to be the same block technically, or not necessarily, but everything that you see is basically meant to be the same block if you're gonna do a gradient. But if you're doing a gigantic build, for example the mountain, make it so that you don't have too much gradient. I mean, you could if you want, but that might be very complicated if I do say so. I think what I did for my mountain is just I had stone and tuff together. I mean, it was pretty tough to build. Let me see anyways, it was pretty hard to build. I mean, I had to continuously replace stone blocks, and that already in itself is quite annoying. And I've already spent a long time on it, and that's all random. And sometimes okay, okay, I'm kind of just spitting facts at you at this right now, but I don't know. That's fun to do. I guess these are just some tips that you know when you're terraforming. So, right, when you're terraforming, make sure there's a reason for everything. When you're terraforming, unless it's something that doesn't make sense, right? Unless it's a fantasy build with fantasy landscapes, whatever. Do what you want. Then, I don't care. But if it's something if you're trying to do terraforming for your medieval build, for example, then keep it down, you know. Don't make it too crazy. Make it so that it actually makes sense. Even if there's dragons and stuff, don't make it so it's just oh yeah, oh blocks. Don't make it something like that. I mean, okay, actually, this is not that bad. Or I mean, something like this. Something that doesn't make sense. Something that you wouldn't see. Right? Unless somehow you're gonna integrate this mess, even with the gradient, and even with slab work to make it smoother, I guess. Even with that, it still looks ugly. And if it doesn't make sense, then don't do it. That's the obvious option. So, a few important things. Yet again, randomize. Have some block variation if the build is small. If the build is big, don't do it. Make it so that nothing is a square. Make it so everything looks interesting. Have it make at least some sense. And have gravity at least come into some play, I guess, because gravity, even though it does not exist in Minecraft, doesn't mean you should be taking into consideration when building. So yeah, you have to make a cliff interesting. That's the main point, and not have it be a square, not have it be something boring, and have something that's pleasant to look at. Try to mimic actual landscapes, I guess, actual mountains, for example, and yeah, do whatever you want to do, and just, you know, be creative with your terraforming. It's not just, terraforming is not just for building the floor or a background. It's also for like, enhancing the build. Oh yeah, it's coming back up. But enhancing the build, or being a build in itself. And have like a floor for the build to stand on. But anyways, besides the point, why isn't that go away? Anyways. So make sure that everything makes sense. And make sure that your build is cool. And most importantly, and most very importantly, this is bad. Don't do this. This is like a sin. If you put any stone block or what you want to be a stone block or even a log block, that's also bad. For example, you want oak logs, right? No, that's bad. Right? This is just a bit. This is just a sin. To do this, your parents are gonna disown you. That's literally what's gonna happen. I will disown you, and I don't have this. Wait, what am I talking about? Anyways, most importantly, don't have any sort of block on top of grass. Unless, okay, there's some exceptions. For example, you have, unless it's like, oh yeah, this is my cliff, it's not. And then you have some, like, cobblestone here, right? Wait, what? Okay, all I'm gonna say is there's some exceptions when grass can be under the stain. For example, if it's a rock. But or like, for example, if your island is floating, right? Like, oh wow, so cool. Then you could imagine this is grass. Imagine this is grass, right? Yeah, this is okay. Because it's floating, so like gravity doesn't come into play. But anywhere else, if it's not floating and if it's not anything that won't make sense, then don't put, or at least don't make it visible, of course. Don't put logs, don't put logs or stone under dirt or grass. It looks bad. It looks bad. If it's even slightly visible, for example, right? So you get your shovel, even if it's slightly visible, it still looks bad. Okay, this actually looks worse, to be honest. It looks bad. So don't put cobblestone. Okay, this actually is just a building picture. If you're terraforming, or if you're building a house, or if you're building a tree, or if you're building, okay, we do this, that's exceptional. Something that should be planted into the ground, don't see the dirt. No one wants to see that. They want to see, instead, what's much better is this, right? Because they see that, oh, it's stone. And then here, when they see, instead of seeing dirt, they see log. So, yeah, because of course, right? Trees don't, like, float, like, just hover above dirt. They go in the floor. And that's not how it works. They go in the floor. Wait, this needs to be up, right? They go in the floor. Into the floor. Into thy floor. Why am I saying that? Anyways, yeah. Into the floor. So does stone. So does anything. They don't just hover on the dirt. So, yeah. These are my terraforming tricks and tips, I guess. Don't make stupid object. Make sure it's random, gradient, and the block. Make sure it's interesting. If it's a flat surface, fill it up or something. Or make it so it looks, the flat surface at least has some purpose, or makes flat, or takes away the flat surface. Have ups and downs. Do some wireframing. Gradients make your build look a lot better, even though it might make no sense whatsoever. Oh, that's not right. Right? No, it didn't. Whatever. I don't care. And just be creative and be free, cause that stuff's cool. yeah, and that's really about it. Um, and bye bye. Bye. Ciao ciao. Have a good day. And sup, please. I do spend a lot of time, on these mountain stuff, so if you're still here, just like press that red button, red button, maybe. Yeah, just do it. I don't care what you think. Just do it. I don't care about your feelings anymore. Just press the red button. What am I using? Press the red button. Yeah, I want to do it. Bye. Oh, there we go. Bye.